Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco dish out on the movies, and we promised you after the Masterchef finale.
Junior.
No, there's nothing about Junior. Why are you saying that?
Might as well be Junior, because they weren't Masterchef regulars, that's for sure.
Oh, God.
Safi, we're here to review Chef Gordon's frozen meals. We ate 2 of them, and I didn't eat anything else besides these for dinner.
I didn't either. I was so hungry. We had
Yeah.
dessert. But, I mean, if you want to have a meal, you know, and the meals were Salisbury steak and chicken Alfredo lasagna, and
Something
if you want to have something like that, you want to have something with it, you know, salad or something.
Well, it's like whenever you have a frozen meal anyway, there is usually like a vegetable in it or something, like, I don't know, but like the portions are always bigger than what we get in these Gordon Ramsay meals. And we weren't planning on reviewing any more of these, but we went to Walmart and we saw that they released a couple more in replacement of other ones. So we just have to review these too. And they're basically more of the same, except they're just like a tiny little bit better. But still, that's not really saying much because they're still terrible. Safi?
Well, I'll just say the Salisbury steak, I was going to look at a regular recipe of Salisbury steak to see what is it, you know, when you cook it yourself.
You never did that?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Oh, God, Safi.
This entree had 370 calories.
Yeah.
And 1,290 milligrams of salt.
Yeah, wow.
And I really did not care for it. The steak is, of course, this is probably Salisbury steak. That's why I want to look up the recipe.
So you're
like a hamburger.
We're reviewing the steak first.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought that from the packaging that this would be a big hearty meal. Like it looks on the picture like it'll be a big hearty meal, and then when you get inside, it's like we're in the Great Depression or something, and we have to have like rations, and yeah, it was really depressing, like having to divide these portions into 2.
Yeah, because we wanted to both try each one, and so each one of us had a half of each entree.
What I will say before we get into the steak and what I think of each element in that, I was able to enjoy it a little bit better because I would take the lasagna noodles and I would dip them in the gravy for the steak. And so it kind of...
talking about the lasagna noodles from the other entree that we're going to review.
That's like a given, Safi.
There's no noodles in this. Well, there could have been. You never know.
So, but that kind of made it taste a little bit better for me. Kind of like combining things and being crafty like that. Kind of like a Steve 1989 MRE guy. You know, the one that Safi won't watch anymore. So, Safi, what do you think about the steak? What do you...
hated it.
Oh.
Okay, first it was too salty, and I that's before I even looked at the salt content. I didn't look at it at all. I didn't look at what was in it. And then it had, we read the boxes, and it had onions in it. They called it caramelized onions and a meat patty or something. And it's drenched so heavily in wine. It's like there's a whole, like this is a...
You mean sauce?
Well, but it just tastes like wine.
I would disagree. I would disagree.
Like a red wine. And the onions were crunchy. Not crunchy, but they were not cooked. They were undercooked.
They were caramelized, though.
And I did not care for that at all. And then it had mashed potatoes, but, you look at these other meals, banquet or, I don't even know what other frozen foods.
Even those crappy Boston Market meals, they'll have the mashed potatoes in a separate container so that they...
separate sections.
So that they don't get mixed in with the the sauce, and here they were inside the sauce.
They were the
and
sauce.
So
they
what?
Were it's like mashed potato sauce.
Yeah, what happened was the mashed potatoes became so watery that they mixed together with the sauce, creating a consistency of like diarrhea.
Oh, come on.
That's what it looked like.
Okay, that's
and
stupid.
and what was even worse was the mashed potatoes were lumpy. I got some of the potato that I could actually eat a little bit and like figure out what it was like. It was lumpy and it was gross. The mashed potatoes were a disgrace here, which was really surprising to me because in some of the other meals of his where he's had mashed potatoes, they were really good, like the shepherd's pie. Like the mashed potatoes there were a highlight of the crappy tiny meal.
Yeah, but the thing about shepherd's pie is you have the gravy with the meat and the vegetables, and it's covered on top entirely with mashed potatoes. I've made shepherd's pie.
That's
so
what his meal was like, Safi?
And this wasn't like that at all. I mean, I had like, you had to like get a or a, what would you call it, a
magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass just to see where the potatoes were.
Yeah.
So I didn't like this at all.
Well, so I looked up
I didn't even
Salisbury.
eat all of it. There was a part of it.
I looked up Salisbury steak, and it says if a true Salisbury steak is made, it's ground beef, eggs, breadcrumbs, spices, salt, and pepper. That's what Salisbury steak is supposed to be.
I don't think I'd make it.
You have mushroom and onion gravy as the topping. It's basically like an alternative to a hamburger or something. And so
Swiss steak.
but this was weird because the meat was not hamburger ground beef. It was some kind of like beef because
It was mystery meat.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was not good. Now, I will say though, since I am doing the review too, hopefully, I actually really liked the gravy a lot. I don't care for wine flavoring, but I thought that the gravy worked really well with the mystery meat, and I loved all the onions because I thought that the onions were mushrooms, and so I was.
Seriously,
I thought because that's what when you have mushrooms, like if you have a mushroom gravy, they would be crunchy like that. You wouldn't have crunchy onions though if they were in a gravy like that. So, but still, I didn't hate this meal. I finished my serving.
Okay, Marco, but would you ever get this again?
No.
No.
And it wasn't worth the money either because this is more expensive than a traditional frozen meal for less of a portion and also with more salt. I would rather get honestly, I don't like frozen food anymore because when I think about frozen food, I think about when we went to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and somebody stole our DoorDash order, and so we had to eat this Stouffer's mac and cheese for dinner. And but it was
this
just
huge dinner order. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
From just down the street.
From Friendly's.
Friendly's. I mean, we don't have Friendly's anymore. They closed it down in Ohio, or at least where we are. And we were looking forward to all three of us.
Yeah.
Ordered this meal. I paid for it. And we waited, and we had been on the road for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And we were tired. And
we waited.
Like leaving.
We waited 2 hours for this dinner, and they never showed up.
And I called them, and I said, what happened to our food? Is it still not ready, or is it on the way, or what happened? And they said, the person picked it up exactly when it was said they would do it, and they stole our food. We didn't get it, so they reimbursed us. They were very sorry, but they acted like it was something common. I'd order. I mean, we've been out of town for other things, and I've used these delivery services lots and lots of times, and I never had a problem. So this was my first time, and this was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
And I was just so irritated. I didn't even know what to eat because they had some other stuff I probably should have eaten that. Like they had Hot Pockets and hamburgers and stuff.
This was a
but
hotel. They
I
had
was
this pantry.
I was starving. I was starving, and the only thing I did like was they had a Nesquik drink, which I liked, and then they also had this Fat Boy ice cream sandwich that was really good. But whenever I think about frozen food now, I think about that experience.
Yeah, and it was nice. The manager let us have it for free.
No,
didn't he? He gave us a discount.
It was half. It was like half off.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And that was nice, but still, it was the type of thing that Safi would.
no,
right?
Marco. I wanted to have a meal. I didn't want to just.
It's one of the things you should think about when you vote in November, because,
I don't know what you're talking about, and I really.
Jill Stein wouldn't let something like that
Marco,
happen.
Please, that woman is dumb, and she's been called out. And please don't.
Jill Stein.
Don't throw your vote away.
Jill Stein.
She's not going to win. She has no chance of getting anything.
Jill Stein wouldn't let that happen to me.
Bullshit.
Jill Stein.
All right, we're gonna go
Jill Stein would have gone to Friendlies, and I will be going to Friendlies next year.
Okay. Well, let's
Definitely.
move on to the next one. This is Alfredo lasagna with chicken.
No, we can't move on. We didn't even grade the Salisbury steak. Oh, I didn't give my grade yet.
Okay, well, give it then.
Okay. I thought also, I would like to note, neither of these meals tasted very salty. That was what was weird.
I thought this tasted salty to me.
It didn't to me.
It did to me.
Maybe it's because I'm a little bit sick, but I didn't think either meal tasted very salty, and I felt like, oh, did they watch our videos and tone it down on the salt? But I would give it a C.
Okay. Well, that's what we did. Now,
What?
The next one is Alfredo lasagna with chicken, and it has 450 calories and 1,180 milligrams of sodium. And this is similar to, I think, a lasagna that we had eaten several months ago of their brand.
Yeah, that
Ramsay
brand.
Lasagna
sucked.
What it is they get one noodle.
Yeah.
It's a very fat noodle. It's fatter than the regular. I make lasagna too.
It's called a Tilly Ramsay noodle.
But anyway, what they do is they get this one noodle and they fold it over, and inside the fold they put filling, and that's it.
I'm just kidding.
And now I could taste chicken. It tasted pretty good, but the noodle, and really I kind of understand. But of course, you can get meals with lasagna. What is it, Stouffer's?
Yeah,
Stouffer's
and they give you a lot more of a portion than this.
And the noodles are not hard.
Yeah.
And this noodle is very thick.
Well, I disagree. I didn't really have a problem, but I would say that
It's just weird.
this was a lot better than the lasagna we had last year. The lasagna we had last year was awful, and it was a disgrace to lasagna. This was kind of okay. I felt like it was kind of like that typical thing on Masterchef where they're like, you have to elevate something. And Gordon's like, how do I elevate?
Lasagna.
No, how do I elevate pasta Alfredo? Make pasta Alfredo lasagna.
Yeah.
It's a stupid idea. I would have rather just had pasta Alfredo from Chef Ramsay. But I thought it tasted okay. It wasn't bad at all. It wasn't too salty. The big complaint for me was that there wasn't very much chicken.
No.
There was a lot of cheese filling. That's what it was basically was. And that was kind of irritating because, the title says chicken. Alfredo chicken lasagna. And so there's hardly any chicken in it. I would give it a C+. I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't order it again, but it was okay. It wasn't bad to me.
It was also covered with this white creamy sauce that had green spices in it.
And I liked that sauce. It had some cheese in it too. It was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but I wouldn't order it. I wouldn't get it again. It
Yeah.
just isn't enough food, and I think I could just make this myself.
Yeah.
I figured out a way to do it.
And it's really funny for you, Safi, because, you're a little tiny person who hardly eats anything, and even you think that it's not enough food. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we did, like I said, we did split each one in half.
Yeah, in
so
half.
We could each have a taste and give an adequate review.
And they gave us, 2 noodles. I wasn't being selfish or taking more. I split it in half. It was directly half. Exactly half. So
And I couldn't stand the beef thing. I didn't even eat all of my portion.
I liked it.
This one I ate the whole thing. I did take a picture of when it was served out on my plate.
I took a picture as well.
Okay, so maybe Mark will post that to the site, as well as we posted the pictures of what the frozen meal boxes look like. So
we will
I'll give it a C as well.
No, I gave it a C plus.
Yeah, I'll give it a C plus too, because it did taste good.
Yeah.
I mean, the other one was, for me, it was too salty, and it tasted like it had been drenched in wine. It's kind of like these chefs, and one of them is dead. This one woman, and I won't mention her name, but they're just constantly drinking wine with their dinner.
Rachel Ray.
Yeah, well, they said something about it on Facebook.
Yeah.
And because she didn't look good in
Yeah.
the picture. And I had mentioned that we watched it's Worst Cooks or something.
In America.
In America, yeah. And she had hosted a couple of, with the woman Anne, who's the main host. She had co-hosted, and she drank wine, and every chance she could get. She even drank cooking wine, and we had never tasted that, so I just thought it would be like regular wine. Well, it's very salty and thick, because we had to get it for a dish that Audrey Hepburn had in a cookbook, and so she called for cooking sherry.
No, that wasn't Audrey Hepburn. That's Natalie Wood.
Oh, Natalie Wood. That's right. I'm sorry.
That's Natalie Stroganoff.
Yeah, and I was shocked.
Killed by her husband.
It didn't taste good, and I remember Rachel Ray. I don't know about Anne, gulping down, even another contestant or two gulping down that gross cooking sherry. And it's ew. So that other entree, the beef, it was just drenched in wine.
There was too much sauce, but it was good. I really liked it. If they separated the mashed potato from it, I don't know why they can't. It's almost like it's like you get better quality ingredients, but less of a portion. That's like the pull to these meals. But you can't really tell. I mean, the Salisbury steak was weird. It was kind of chewy a little bit, and had this kind of odd texture to it. It was kind of like
it was the ground beef.
It was kind of like dog food or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I'd like to see Chef Gordon try all these meals. I mean, does he quality check these or?
I don't think he does. But this is what's really funny is some of the things that are wrong with the meals that we've had that are under his name, are things that he's bitched about.
Yeah.
To the contestants on the Masterchef show, and maybe even the other show, that Hell's Kitchen, that Marco watches, that I stopped watching a long time ago. And the things like, I don't know in particular, but there are things in there he would have fit if any of the contestants made something like any of these, either one of these, because right now we're just reviewing these two. So anyway, that's we both agree.
What I would like to do,
a C plus.
Yeah, what I would like to do is, we need. I forgot what all of the meals were. I deleted my notes thing that had all the meals ranked on there. I would like for Safi to find the rankings so that we can like rank these amongst them, because I totally like forgot, and I wasn't expecting for more of these crappy frozen meals. But I guess with Chef Ramsay, you should expect the unexpected, which is more trash. Like, you'd think that after the humiliation he went through last year that he would give it up and get rid of that crap. But no, he's doubled down and he's just replaced crappy meals with other crappy meals. One of them that I saw was like spicy ravioli or something, like spicy cheese ravioli, and I thought, ew. Like, so, yeah, that'll be one we have to try.
I don't know. Anyway, that's it. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I know it's not our usual thing, but we just thought we would do something different. And it's also Chef Ramsay. We just watched that Masterchef show. Marco's going to watch Hell's Kitchen. And so that is a TV person. And, he's selling these meals at Walmart. You can't get them anywhere else, unless maybe you can get them on Amazon or whatever. But I mean, that's basically, I think Walmart is the main vendor. So that's it. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye.